Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel with Readings by Circe Witch Girl Becky, coming at you with another root chakra video on Saturday, day number 22. You guys have made it to the last root chakra video. Don't leave me just yet. We've got 8 more days after this, and the last 2 are going to be a surprise for you guys, but we have so much to cover today, so I will try to make this a reasonable time frame for you guys. However, this was the one that I was so excited about, and there's so much research that has gone into this week's videos. So hang with me. We're going to be on the more metaphysical side of things rather than the physical side of things, which we have experienced throughout this journey. All right, guys, so if this is resonating with you, please hit that thumbs up button down below, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you always know when the next video does go live. You guys are like, what are you talking about? 30-day journey. Check out my channel. There is a video on there that explains what this journey is about, what to expect, and what it is that you might need and how to show up. And the great thing about it is, since you're here on Root Chakra Day, we started on October 1st, Root Chakra Day. Okay, so go ahead and hit that number 1 video, and we will be here for you when you guys get here. Excellent. So today, what are we talking about? We're actually going to be going into the root chakra on a deeper spiritual level. This is a very metaphysical video, so this is for, it will serve anybody, okay? And you'll understand once we get into this. However, I want you guys to hang with me. Why? Because there's so much information, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. I was trying to really hone in on the things that were going to get you guys the most today, right? The most with the least amount of time, because we're doing these in small sections, all right? So we're going to talk a little bit about runes and tarot cards and why we have Root Chakra Day on Saturday. As I promised you guys, that is today. And also some gemstones, right? So a little bit more metaphysical, but helpful nonetheless. And these will help you guys along your journey. So the first thing that we're going to touch on is runes. And before I get into runes, I just want to suggest, I do practice with runes. I don't have a rune set. However, I'll show you how I made my own runes for now. And I suggest that when you guys do runes, I would not read them for anyone else until you guys become super experienced with them, because runes are they are life-changing. I have used runes for a while now, and when I draw a rune, I spend a week, sometimes 2 weeks with that rune, because the messages that it brings to me during meditation, in my dreams and everything, they are very mystical set that you guys can work with that will bring you messages. I didn't believe it at first, okay? And I was like, well, I'll just be open to it and see what comes. And then I drew my first rune, and it blew my mind what happened. I didn't know what they meant. I didn't know, like, all the information on each rune yet. I hadn't even studied them at all. And so I sat with it, I meditated with it, gave me this message. Only after I'd meditated with it and wrote down in my journal what had come to me, I went and researched it, only to find out that the messages that I was giving related directly to what the rune meant. And it sent me over the top. Okay, I understand the spiritual level now. I understand the spiritual journey. I get it. I know that we're connected. I know that this is a very beautiful thing that we can experience. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the rune first. Okay, and the rune that we have is the algae. And this is what it looks like. Okay, and this is how I made my runes. I just wrote them down on a stack of index cards for myself, and I only use them for me. I do not read with runes in readings just yet. It is something that might come in the future, okay, just letting you guys know. But this is something that I take very seriously. I take tarot very seriously too. However, tarot was a different kind of journey for me. When the runes came into my life, it just impacted me on the whole. So we're going to talk about algae today, which is overall, simply put, protection. Okay, overall, just simply put. But let's talk about it a little bit further. This is actually the Z rune of the Elder Futhark runic alphabet, right? And the runes come from an alphabet, the old Nordic alphabet, okay? It's pronounced algaes, and it is connected to the animal elk. It means protection, higher self, divinity, teaching, spiritual connection. And I love this quote that came with studying this rune. It's fear has its place in every heart. Courage is only a response. So when you see someone that's courageous, that doesn't mean that they don't have fear. It means that they responded to fear with courage, okay? It can also be a warning of being unprepared and realizing our deep spiritual link, which can be damaging to the psyche when we're not ready for that much enlightenment. So when you guys are on the spiritual journey and something like kind of like when I started with the runes, I was not prepared for what happened. And it's only because I had come so far that I was able to deal with it. However, if that had happened to me at the very beginning of this journey, I think I probably would have had a mental breakdown because it was so insane what happened to me, okay? And I don't know if I can explain it in words. That is a video for another time. But I'm just saying here, like, this is one of those things saying, like, this comes as a warning to us to remind ourselves to always prepare ourselves spiritually, take small baby steps, right? We're not trying to jump in with both feet to this journey because, especially like me, I denounced faith of all kinds when I was younger, and I have had to rebuild that faith over time. And if this had happened to me when I started rebuilding my faith, I think I probably would have just given it all up together because it scared me so much, right? And that's part of the spiritual journey. We have to level ourselves up so that we're prepared for what's coming, because it's much bigger than what our human minds can embrace. Okay? It shows the essential link with our divine consciousness or the divine creator. And it is a state of listening so that we can connect with this divinity within ourselves and also the creator and our inner intuition to understand, right? You might be like, how does this relate to the root? We're going to get there. Don't you worry about it. All the things that we're talking about today are directly connected to the root chakra, okay? The energy is the protection from the divine. It's all things happen for purpose, not to us. They happen for us, right? It's to prepare us, which is directly linked to our reason that root is connected to today. And we'll get to that later in the video. Don't worry, I've got it all lined out. And deep divine teachings. Beautiful energy, right? It's connected to our safety and protection of our spirituality and our psychic. It can mean a new connection or strengthening this connection with source and the higher self. Enlightenment. It also has a sense of hidden dangers and fear and loss of this connection with source, right? Which means our separation. The more separate we feel like we don't belong, the more we're disconnected from source energy, okay? It strengthens our roots at the physical or in the physical realm through courageous deeds, right? And what is the root chakra all about? Rooting ourselves here in the physical. Despite what's going on outside of us, the things we can't control, we need to have steady roots, and that comes from courageous action. Communication with non-sentient beings, and I have a warning for that here in a minute. It is also a connection to Asgard and other realms, and I'm not expecting you guys to know what everything I'm talking about. This is just a little bit into what the rune is. So if you guys want to research this further, please do so, right? We're not talking about health. This is all very spiritual things that you guys can research at your own discretion. And it is connected with letting go of the fear of death, which does haunt many, many humans. Now, when you guys use this, if you choose to use this in connection with non-sentient beings, please be conscious when working with this rune. Do not, and I repeat, do not take any of this communication lightly, okay? And don't act as though it's just a game. Okay, this is a very serious thing here. Like I said, these are very serious. They feel very serious to me. I've experienced very serious things with them. I don't know if everybody else has, but I'm just saying, if you guys choose to do that, if you choose to do mediumship, the same rule applies. Do not just be open to willy-nilly any information or any spirits that come in, because you might not know what you're dealing with. And I'm not talking about evil spirits. I'm just talking about sometimes there are trickster spirits out there who try to trip you up off your path because they get a kick out of it, okay? It's not necessarily evil. They're just, if we're not being real about what we're doing, they'll come in and you can invite anybody in, and you just don't want to deal with that, okay? Been there, done that. It's you got to really be careful, okay? Always ask who you are dealing with and what their purpose is for communicating with them. That is one thing. Spirits cannot lie, okay? And they can trick you if they're not of highest light and love. They can trick you, but they won't be able to lie. Kind of makes you think of the riddles in life, right? Think of this rune as the protective mother. It can be used against evil forces and spirits, right? We can draw this shape on our head with our finger, and it will help protect us from psychic attacks. It will help protect us from those evil spirits and things like that. But again, when you open up that communication, you're opening up a gateway. So you want to make sure that you guys keep it to the highest light and love beings. Like, always state that, right? We state what we want with our words. Say it out loud. If I'm going to connect with spirits, I connect with the highest light and love beings, those who have good intentions for my path of purpose and give me good intended information, okay? This rune can provide you with a vision for your future and for others' futures. It can help you find balance in life and balance in between shadow and light. And it has hold deep secrets like wisdom that we need to tap into. And this shows us that it is within our ability to do so, right? Which we talk about our intuition. It can mean in the negative sense that you've let yourself go and you're letting life pass you by or losing touch with what matters most to you. It said draw this rune on your head for protection. Okay, I'm going to show it one more time for you guys. Okay. Excellent. Now we're going to talk about the tarot. And the tarot card that is connected to the root chakra is the World card. And remember, if you guys remember me talking about any of these, I do not read with the Rider-Waite Tarot. I read with the original Italian deck, so my cards appear different. There are going to be some similarities, but there are many, many differences, okay? And so what I'm showing you guys today is the World card from my deck, okay? And the meanings that I'm introducing you guys today are directly in correspondence to the deck that I read with, not the Rider-Waite Smith. It doesn't mean that they can't be applied to the Rider-Waite Smith. However, what I'm going over today is directly connected to the Italian decks, okay? Or if you guys are wondering the name, it's called Tarot de Marseille, okay? It is the World card. Now, this card is planned out with perfect symmetry, and in each corner a traditional symbol for the 4 Christian Gospels. You have the man or the angel up here, which is St. Matthew, the eagle, which is St. John, the bull, which is St. Luke, and the lion, which is St. Mark, okay? From Plato's theory, this can be linked to the 4 cardinal virtues, which was strength, or justice, strength, temperance, and turning into prudence. And prudence is symbolized by this figure in the center. Okay. Here we see prudence as wisdom and enlightenment of the metaphysical state when the soul levels into balance and health. And that's our ultimate goal, is to get our soul into a balanced and healthy level so that we can be in a balanced and healthy level within our temple. Okay. Philosophers equated prudence with the soul of the world, which is why they link this mystery card to the root chakra. Or, sorry, linking it to the name of it. My bad. I'll tell you why it's connected to the root chakra. This is why. This next part. That's why I got it. Anyways, we'll get there. The world represents the mingling of earth and source, which is funny because we talked about that similar energy here in Algiers. And it's the unity of the physical with the mundane. This characterizes the root chakra. And remembering that the world is your belief fuels your dreams, right? Are you really spending time doing what you want to do, or are you doing things that everybody else thinks you should do? The splendor of inner reality is entirely lost for men who has attained to the maturity of rational thought. When he comes out of the childlike state of animated and living perception and is given over to the laws of pure abstraction. Thus, each time we are in the state of experiencing the idea in form, we are like the child within nature. And this is a quote from Laban El-Simbel. And I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but that is how I see it. Remembering in this, man who is the archetype of nature. And before I get into this, hold on, let me back up here for a second. What I'm about to present to you guys is a humongous concept, okay? It's not that it's going to go over your guys' head. What I'm asking is just be open to what is about to come out, because this is a huge concept. Like, when I first learned this, I was just sitting there like shocked. I was like, holy moly, I never actually thought about it like that. But when I did, then it gave me an idea as to manifestation and what it meant to manifest, which in all actuality is our root chakra, because that is the chakra from which we birth into life our manifestations, right? And create in this earthly realm, the world. And here's why. So, man, who is the archetype of nature. The beings of nature are partial imprints of him. It is not the world in evolution. Is not the world in evolution a work of art in creation where the idea or man becomes reality? Big concept, okay? Hence, a flower pushes forth from the soil. A poem pushes forth from the soil of the soul of the poet, right? The creation. One example of two manifestations of the same creative, magical, artistic force, okay? Understanding manifestation on a deeper level, but this is all connected to the world card, okay? And you'll see why. The idea of the world as a work of art is implicit in all cosmogonies, thus explaining the origin of the world card through creative work of art, or the world we see around us as the creative work of art. Creation, whatever mode you choose, calls for the rearranging of pre-existing matter from chaos into a cosmic state. And we know that from Einstein, right? The magic of art. Thus, in the beginning, God, or Elohim, created, which equals magic art, right? The act of creating is magical art act. It's a magical act, excuse me. The heavens and the earth, which equals our work of art. Do you see that? That's the algorithm that this goes by. That is the algorithm of manifestation, hence the energy of the root chakra and the energy of the world card. A dancer in the world card holds a magic wand in her hand. The one in the top hand here. Okay, this one here. Symbolizing the creative power of realization below of that which is above. So as above, so below, right? This gesture of sacred art, of seeing the way in which the divine creative spirit works, as above, so below. What does that tell you? Whatever's going on inside is what you're going to see outside, right? That is the magic of the world. It's not to say to blame yourself for where your life is. It is just so that you can open your eyes to seeing that, hey, if that's how manifestation really works, what do I got to fix below so I can see above, right? And that's how it works. Now, teaching us, right, the world card, teaching us that joy at the root of creation, the root chakra, manifestation at the root of creation, and also warns us of the danger of seeking for creative joy, materialism, instead of for creative truth, spiritualism. Okay? Not getting lost in the illusion of the material realm. Because that's what happens. A lot of time people only want to manifest what's in the material realm, and they don't want to manifest what's in the spiritual. However, the spiritual realm is what brings us true joy. Now, the world unites all elements, thus the card and also the outer realm. Why? Because if you see here, we have Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, and Aquarius. That is all 4 elements. Meaning is 1, and prudence, which is this more spiritual energy, the ether. The physical manifestations and the spiritual manifestations. It is a perfect vision or motivation to move forward. It moves between the opposites, light and dark, hot and cold, yin and yang, and we talked about the opposites here, right? It dances within a framework. And if you see here, the medieval view of the zodiac and the North Star, which is a star that doesn't move in the sky, right, belong to the sphere of fixed signs, right? Providing a stable frame for the cosmic laws of the ephemeral life on Earth. Okay, and it also prepares for something new. And that's exactly what we want with the root chakra. We want to be able to prepare for something new. We've manifested something, so now the idea is to come to something new. All right, so moving on, let's talk about the planets. Move this out of the way. Okay, so the planets that the root chakra is connected to is Earth, which is obvious because it's the earth element, Earth and Saturn. But we're only going to talk about Saturn today, right? Because the world, we really talked about the earth element with the world card. Now, Saturn, it's the father of the solar system, the teacher of what must be, and it brings us our lessons, right? The hard lessons, kind of like tough love. Saturn affirms the importance of stability, structure, and the cadence in both our professional and our personal and our spiritual development. It's mirroring the root chakra, which is the root chakra, right? Our personal, our spiritual development, it is the manifestation of that within us. It forces development rather than letting it unfold on its own terms. This is when those hard things happen in your life that you're just like, I don't want to deal with this. The more you don't face it head on, and the more it repeats in your life. Failed relationships, failed money, failed life. You know what your life is right now. What are the things that you've noticed a pattern in your life? This is where Saturn is coming to call. It's a reminder of the gaps that are overlooked or incompleted. And it requires you to complete what is left undone. Saturn closes the energetic loops that are within our lives, those cyclical things that we tend to go through. Okay? And this is where knowing the placement of your Saturn in your astrological chart and understanding your struggles will help you heal the root chakra and know what to expect in your life. Okay? This is understanding the parental energies in your life. We had both the mother, the protective mother, and the father, right? With Saturn. The root chakra is developed between birth and age 7. This is when it's fully getting rooted. Why? Because this is how we connect to Earth and our natal family or our caretakers. Okay? This is the planet of tough love where we feel that innate lack and shortchanged from things or doomed, like we're never going to succeed, right? This is your Saturn coming through those feelings. However, if you choose to discipline yourself and work hard and have patience, you can experience profound growth. And patience is such a key word here because everybody wants to change tomorrow. No, this comes through hard work and patience. It is going to take time to get to where you are going. Okay? Whatever Saturn touches, it feels broken. It feels damaged. That's maybe why we feel broken or damaged. It's because we're not healing those parts within us. However, it is the energetic training wheel set to teach us, not to torture us. Okay? Something to remember here. It will bring into light those parts of your soul that feel fractured, okay? And it's what your soul really wants to reconcile in this lifetime, not to keep holding on to, but to let go. And the really deep wounds that need your attention in order to heal, okay? It needs conscious action towards these things to heal. You can't just let them continue to unfold. It is the proof that where we struggle, we can also become greatly blessed, right? This is the planet that shows us that. It is also the planet of like denying ourselves. If we let go of fun things for a little while, say you go out every Friday night and drink and drink and drink, and instead of going out and drinking on Friday night, that gives you the energy to wake up early on Saturday morning and do what you need to do. You're sacrificing that time. So it's a planet of sacrifice, right? Without these struggles, we would become complacent as souls, and we would just take everything for granted. That's not really a good idea. That's not a good place to be from. We wouldn't understand what it is to actually appreciate what we work for, right? It does encourage us to develop trustworthiness and proficiency, and that trustworthiness really revolves around our tribe, our family, those connections that we're building, right? And proficiency is the hard work and self-discipline. Shattered Saturn, okay. Saturn will always show us our struggles and if we work hard and where we work hard and how we will succeed at that, okay? Now, this is why we do Saturdays for the root chakra. It is because Saturday is named after the Roman god and the planet Saturn. It is the only day of the week that retain this Roman origin in English. And we'll talk about the other ones because they're more focused around other languages. But you'll see a pattern here. Saturn rules the hour at sunrise on Saturdays. And if it's the planet of the root chakra, why would we not focus on the root chakra on the day the planet is represented? It is the perfect day to draw on discipline, letting go of unhealthy habits, or end a toxic relationship. And we talked in the very beginning about how the root chakra is connected to addictions. Use Saturdays to get started on hard tasks or something you've been putting off. It is the disciplined energy needed for this. And it is also the planet of respect. If you use Saturdays as a day to really exude your authority, not be demeaning, okay, but to exude real authority, seriousness, composure, and dignity. That's the day that you guys will get that energy. And this is the reason we look at root chakras on Saturday. Now, we're going to talk about the zodiacs it's connected with. The first one is Capricorn. Capricorn has an innate sense of duty and a practical, disciplined approach to life. They are ruled by Saturn. It is linked to anything time earned, hence patience. They are incredibly ambitious, mostly because they feel intrinsically responsible for everything, and also because they desire well-earned respect. And we're talking about Saturn is the planet of respect. Isn't that a good tie-in, right? But a balanced root chakra for Capricornians, it supports their innate confidence, their responsibility, and discipline, okay? The other one that is connected with the root chakra is Aquarians. This might be like if you know astrology, you know that Aquarians are actually ruled by Uranus, but we're going to talk about that. Aquarians are free-spirited folk who live in a progressive world of ideas marching to the beat of their own drums. They are very unique individuals. They're quite quirky, and they have a very humanitarian natured spirit. Like, they just love to help others. They have an awareness of the strengths, the weaknesses, the joys, and the sorrows of the collective. Have an Aquarius friend, they will understand what you're going through because they'll just know. Now, modern astrology links Aquarians to Uranus, okay? As it holds the energies of inner truth, equality, and freedom, which are great representations of Aquarian spirit. However, prior to Uranus's discovery, Saturn was the original ruler. And you might be like, but how does that make sense? Well, it still speaks to the discipline that Aquarians uphold around idealistic beliefs. Because they are when an Aquarian becomes connected with something, a cause that they believe in, they go all in. They're not going to half-ass it. Okay, excuse the expression here, but they're really not. They're going to go all in. All right. At times, they become aloof, dogmatic, and even authoritarian when over identifying with a certain cause or movement. We talked about if you want to exude authority, right? And Aquarians will naturally do that. A balanced root chakra will support an Aquarian's innate friendliness as well as their social nature. They are social butterflies. Okay, so last but definitely not least, we have made it. I know you guys are probably, come on, Becky, these videos, I know, guys, but they are very informational. The last thing here that we're going to talk about is a gemstone. Just one. I'm not going to go crazy into it, guys, because you guys can research other ones if you have them. But I'm going to talk about ones that I have. I do have one that's connected for each chakra. I do have more than one, but I'm just going to go over the ones I feel are the most powerful. Okay, so today we're going to talk about black obsidian, which I have here. It's the shiny stone. It looks like an arrowhead. Now, black obsidian is connected with the elements earth and fire, the zodiac Scorpio and Sagittarius. It is for purification, transformation, fulfillment, metamorphosis, manifestation, practicality, and for enhancing your psychic abilities, okay? This is a truth-enhancing protective stone. It shields against negativity, right? And we've talked about all that here, you know, with algias, and that's the protection stone, or the protection rune. This is a protection stone. And you want to be protected so you can manifest what you want in life. It blocks against psychic attacks and it absorbs negative energy from environments. This helps to clear out mental stress and any tension that you might have in anything, okay? This will stimulate growth on all levels, urging you to explore the unknown, the scariness, and become open to anything that's new on the horizon, okay? It helps you to understand who you intrinsically are, and it dissolves emotional blockages and ancient traumas. So anything that you may have carried over from a past life, if you don't believe in that, that is okay. It's anything that you carried over into your adult life from your childhood, okay? The same principle. It helps with the digestive system. It helps to detoxify you. It does reduce arthritis pain, joint problems, and cramps, and it can warm the extremities. This repels negativity and it disperses unloving thoughts. Okay, so black obsidian. One to check out, guys. All right, so we have made it to the end. I know. I you know what? We did a good job. It's just a little bit over what we've been hitting. So, and with the amount of information that we covered today, wow. I'm so happy. And guys, we are on the last journal question for the root chakra. Aren't you excited? We just have 7 more days of journaling. And I told you the last 2, I'm going to take it easy on you guys. I promise. There's something exciting planned for you. Okay, I love you guys. Because you've made it so far. You've done a good job at focusing on healing these centers within your body. So today's journal question for the root chakra is, what is one feeling I notice comes up a lot? This can be anxiety, paranoia, greed, scarcity, powerlessness, disconnection, mistrust, or victimization. Anything along those lines. It could be anything else, but what is something that you notice comes up a lot? Okay? And why is this feeling there? Or what are the triggers that make this feeling arise? Okay, and I want you guys to check out that 10-minute yoga practice on my channel if you guys get time. It's not about not having time. This is about you guys making time and space for your self-love journey, because this is going to help you out immensely, and you deserve this. It's 10 minutes. You guys can bring in 10 minutes for your journey. Make sure you guys are meditating. You guys can practice the mudras that we used last week. You can use the same meditation that you've had this whole time. I'm not going to tell you guys to go find something new. It is okay to reuse meditations. That actually will help you guys implement a lot on your journey, okay? Awesome. And the last thing, but definitely not least, as always, is your affirmation to work with. You want to know in your journal. I do have my journal here with us, guys. Right? Make sure you guys are journaling and note this feeling that you get when working with this affirmation. Your affirmation is, I am disciplined. patient and hard working towards my goals and my dreams. Okay. It is not about making yourself believe it. It is all about just understanding how you feel when you state this to yourself. What does it bring up? What's going on with me? Right? Awesome. So guys, I know that we're on the last day of root chakra, and just really quickly here, I just want to say we have covered a ton of information. Okay, like we have learned about the body, we've learned about healing modalities, we have learned about the spiritual modalities that we can come into, and we have learned about the root chakra on a whole. So let me know down below, how are you guys doing in connecting with your root chakra? What are you guys experiencing? Are you guys able to understand and bring into realization what it is that you want in this life? And does it make sense on how to get there now? You know, when I went through this, the amount of energy that I had to come into creating this in the physical, not only for myself, but for you guys, I just understood how important this journey is and how important the center is within us. And so I'm so excited to bring this to you guys. Don't worry. I'm here with you for another 8 days. You're not alone yet. I promise you. Okay. And you're never alone. I'll always be with you guys in spirit. Likewise, I feel you guys will always be with me in spirit and source and the ethers and the highest light and love beings are always guiding you guys along your way. Just remember that you're never alone. Even if you feel alone, that doesn't mean you're alone. Okay. I love you guys. Hit that thumbs up button down below. Always leave a comment. I love hearing from you guys. Subscribe to the channel, set the notification bell. And with this video came a tarot reading if you guys are interested. I mean, if you guys are on this one, you hung it out with me, I would assume that you guys might be interested in the tarot reading today. And I've got a whole new pattern I want to go through today, a whole new group of questions, I guess you could say, for the tarot readings this week to find out where we're at. And yeah, I love you guys. It's not a requirement to do the tarot reading, but it's there for you guys in case you want it. Sending you guys out light and love, and I will for sure be back and see you guys tomorrow. All right. Bye, guys.